I'm not a book person. I don't learn that way. Right?
Yeah. He's from the East Coast, but he learned from the Hawaiian people how to tell a story.
Oh yeah, no, totally,
How to talk story.
totally. But man, I shared stories with him, and
Yeah.
I'd ask him questions that probably people wouldn't ask him, right? But
That's funny because there's that word.
That's word again. Yeah, it's for the real.
We have come to find that everybody that we talk to, you included now, that we meet you on the first day. Just today's the first time we've ever met.
yes,
And people open up and start telling us stories of things. Then, like, we were talking to Master Green one time.
Yes.
Right? We had him on our show.
yeah,
And the day that we put it up, Dennis gives me a call. He goes, hey, he's never told me those stories. I've known him for 10 fucking years, and he's never told me any of that shit. What the hell?
right. Well, the thing with Kokoi was the thing he shared is that he got challenged.
Yeah.
And
He was challenged all the time.
100 matches,
100 matches,
documented.
Yeah.
And I don't know if did you get a chance to meet him?
No,
Oh, dude,
unfortunately,
he'd
no.
sit there and he'd be like, and then you'd bring up like a stick fighting style or whatever. And he goes, yep. And he'd name the person he fought from there, and he would name
Their
the
lineage.
date.
Yeah.
He'd name the date. Oh no, yeah. He'd go, oh yeah, he's he and
Wow.
a machine.
Yeah.
And he said that he got challenged. I can't, but I'm not the person with the names.
No, yeah.
Remembering the names. But it was the first time that the government got involved, and they were like, "Yeah, you guys aren't doing these dual stuff anymore. We're civilized." So put some gear on. And he was like, "Gear," and he was like, he freaked out. He started freaking. Because he never had to fight with gear,
Right.
and he was like, "Boom!" So he said he would jump rope, he would train like a madman, and I think it was over in like not even 10 seconds. He said he boom, and he would train so intense that it isn't the quality of stuff that we have today, I'm sure, but he caved. He went bomb, and one of his series he likes to do is he like head clavicle head, and he's like bam, 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 bam.
Right.
And the guy just like dropped to his knees, and like the helmet bent and like went in his head, right? And he's telling the second, stop this, you're gonna
pick up
kill
your
him.
guy.
Stop,
Yeah.
it's done.
Because I'm gonna keep going.
Until I hear that bell ring,
Yeah.
someone's gonna die.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Holy crap!
Yeah,
dented the
we've
sparring
heard
helmet.
stories, and they're always epic stories.
Yeah.
He had. Well, we won't talk about
Yeah.
that.
No, that's not. It's honor the man.
Okay, afterwards.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later off camera. So let me ask you: you're going through the motions of one learning Kaiju Kempo,
Yes.
and we heard a story about a back door.
Oh yeah, you couldn't find a school when you first out here.
Yeah.
So,
You want to go there?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. No, serious. It's
So what is this that you're sneaking into back doors and finding out there's a karate?
I'm from New York, dude.
Well,
What
that's
the heck? Is he not listening?
no, he's
Hit
not.
the
And
playback.
this is what,
Hit the playback.
no, so
I'm just kidding.
because I want this for my listeners because you're becoming a stereotypical Italian. Going to
Hanging out in alleys and
Yeah.
and he was powerlifting at the time.
and
God, you
powerlifting.
guys do your research.
Yeah. So how did that night you were out with a buddy or
Yeah. So
were you sober?
I was.
Okay, just making sure.
No
Just
weed,
checking, just
no-
checking.
We've been doing-
He was a cop. He was a cop.
well, hey, they have the
Not
best
then.
weed.
Not
They
then
have the
though.
best weed.
It is California.
That's right.
Right.
Humboldt County.
So
Oh.
so you guys are a mess. So,
Totally.
So we so what happened was I was a young GI, fresh into the military. So
What year was that, by the way?
84. Well, 84 is when I went into the military. I did a martial art. My first martial art that I did was called Pangai Noon from Master Ron LeBlanc.
Okay.
So yeah, totally.
My guy is well equipped. He
Yeah.
all the stuff.
So he was a power lifter,
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
how you got into it.
Yes. So he very intense martial arts, good practitioner, man. He was a good
Dude, a
instructor.
lot of lower body strength, so I can see how the powerlifting would help.
Yeah, and he was a he was a beast. He was a beast. And wood floors in the dojo,
Nice.
mirrors. You would fight almost every class, and he would schedule it. There were private classes, but he would basically set up. He had his own little human cockfights going, and you didn't wear rank. So you
good.
never knew what you were dealing with until you guys changed. He goes, yeah, I'm a black belt in taekwondo, and I'm like, dude,
Were you?
no, this guy, right? I was like, oh, glad I didn't waste my money. No, just kidding. I'm joking. It was the instructor. It was wherever he learned. That was what it was.
Right. We'll blame the instructor, not the art.
So he turned me on to that.
Right.
So I couldn't find any martial arts here, but I didn't have a vehicle because I'm new to the base, young.
Yeah.
So I was hitching
And this
rides.
is the base being Travis?
Travis Air Force Base, yeah. So a buddy of mine, Russell, he drove and he's like, let's go to the movies, man, get you out of, all you do is, pump iron and, do
work.
And that's it. He goes, that's it. And that's all I did. So he
for the military.
he took me downtown and there was no parking. He goes, oh, dude, we got to park in the back, right? And I remind you, I did look for martial arts schools. And I did go into a couple places, Yeah, it was no.
Yeah.
So,
You can tell.
So
You
I
went to the McDojos.
right.
Yeah, can I take your order, please?
Right.
$65,
So-
you get a green belt?
So I drive in. I mean, my buddy drives to the back, and it was hotter than Hades that day, right? And there's this big, thick metal security door that was open, and it was beautifully hand painted Tony Ramos. Kaji Kimbo. I don't know what the hell that is. I thought it was just a food restaurant. But as soon as we opened,
We get that a lot.
right? As soon as we opened up the door, all of a sudden as soon as we opened up the car door, we could hear, I go, dude, that is a martial arts school. He goes, I don't care, let's go watch. I want to, he's like, I want to go see the movie.
Dude, he got a Woody.
I go, I did. We went in, and the dojo was, if you could look at Rocky, the first movie, his first place he trained in, there was mirrors. Yeah. There was like 4 mirrors. Everyone had tape on it. It was cracked and broke.
Slightly yellow.
Yeah.
The mat was canvas, and it was from when the knives were dropped and stuff. There was cut, so they taped, duct tape. It was crazy, man.
But you know what? That's a true sign of a Filipino martial arts guy.
Right?
And Kaji
really is.
Kempo.
Yeah,
from
Oh,
its
you saw the
origins,
blood stains on the thing.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
they're always like that. Anybody who's a Filipino, any kind of fighting system, it was always like that. They just left everything grungy and dirty. And,
Dude, I mean, look at him. Grungy, dirty. He's a true practitioner.
That's right. That's how we are. Well, because, and you have to understand, when Filipino martial arts, or most Filipino martial artists, everything was done in the backyards, garages, or wherever they could. So they weren't going to put a lot of money into anything.
Sure.
If the canvas ripped, it ripped, and we're just like, tape it up.
Yeah.
Do whatever you got to, to keep it going until you really had to replace it. And hopefully by then some of the students were giving in money, because a lot of times the students weren't paying for a lot of stuff.
Absolutely.
You know that, right?
Absolutely.
So the instructors themselves had to go out and get the stuff by hook or by crook, wherever they could find
Dude, your brother, whatever
Yeah,
people are
Danny.
giving away, you should see his backyard. You saw it on the 25th episode.
Yes.
He built all that
That's
himself.
nice,
That
man.
was
That
all
was very
put
nice.
together by him.
Yeah.
So that's
the episode
that's
that
why-
I wasn't invited to, but it's okay. I'm just kidding.
Dude, that was an awesome episode, though. You got it. That shit was crazy.
Yeah,
I'm glad I
was.
wore it
This poor
up.
kid, this
I
poor
did.
kid
Glad
got
I
the
wore it
shit
up.
Oh
beat.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
He got beat up by a girl.
You know what? That might have been a highlight, though, because I got punched in the dick. I got kicked.
Master
got
Green gave him
busted
a
lip.
nut shot so good.
Yeah.
He was holding his arm.
Yeah,
He waited. He looked at me.
Please
He
tell
made
me-
sure to make eye contact
Yeah.
first, and then he went, "Rah!"
Oh, nice.
That man is strong.
Yeah, he
You
is.
could not believe he's 80.
No, you can't. I have a lot of respect for him. He's a good. and he's a good people, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All those people that are on that,
Did you know most of those people?
no. So how I got started with that, not through Dennis, it was through Grandmaster Sotelo and Grandmaster Mitch Powell.
Oh,
Oh.
They
need to
they
talk to
went
them.
and they were like
Next.
they said, yeah, Mitch, they wanted him to teach, and he goes, if you want that Kaji Kimball, they go see Grandmaster David. Have you ever seen him teach or whatever? They go, no, and I don't even know who he is like that. Well, we'll bring him up one time, and then they, since I've been blessed to be invited to go there, and that's how I met Dennis, and that's how I met everybody. Right? That's how you meet everybody.
That's how you meet
Well,
everybody.
that's how we met everybody, was through
Right?
Dennis, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody meets everybody through Dennis.
Yes.
Dennis is that big giant door that you have to walk through to meet everybody else.
He's the doorman.
Right?
the doorman.
That is so good. I'm gonna get him a shirt. We're gonna get him a shirt.
I'm the
We'll get him a
doorman.
shirt.
Security.
The doorman.
I'm the doorman.
I'm just a black belt.
Yeah.
I'm a doorman.
He'd flip us.
I
Just
like
a
it.
guy with a black belt.
Yes,
This
that's
guy
it.
with the
That's
black
it.
belt.
Yeah. It's funny that when we put that whole episode on, the 25th episode,
Yes.
we had no idea what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they were blind picks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
everything
good.
was, there was nothing set up for anybody. He and I secretly wrote what we were going to
Nice.
the scenarios. We put them in bags and we like,
Right.
like you and this is it.
Right.
And it just worked out perfectly.
And, we were like, what if Master Green gets something really bad and he has a heart attack and we're all going to get in trouble?
Yeah.
Right?
No, I mean,
At 80,
No.
we were all
There's a
good.
fine line as the
Yeah.
Uki. I'm like, I need to give enough realism where
Yeah.
it plays off well, but not so much where I,
yeah. Right.
give an old man a heart attack.
But it's come to find out, though, the old man beat his ass
Right.
without a problem.
Right.
That was a struggle.
Right. That's, yeah.
So that was an amazing. Yeah,
It
well,
was.
maybe in the next one we'll invite you over.
Maybe.
Now that you've been here.
That's okay.
Now that you're bitching.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
Yes. No.
Rewind the tape.
No.
Oh, dude, we would definitely have you. But our next milestone, which is the 50th episode, we're trying to get an all-female panel on.
I'm sure he'll be
Oh,
good in a
nice.
wig.
Nice. Yeah, I could use it, right?
Mikuchi.
Yeah. Yes.
Sorry.
Did you
Sorry.
watch our last one with Mr. Siju Johnny Oliva?
I did. Is that
That
microphone
guy,
working?
that guy is a. Oh, you're gonna check the mic? I'm like, what are you doing? Shut up!
From his video.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is
We
a,
should have told him not to, but he probably would have anyway.
He would have
yeah,
anyway.
he is
He's
another good guy, man.
Dude, he
that
is such a kind
met.
heart.
Tough, very
God.
kind-hearted.
Dude, I got a bunch of free shirts from him.
Yeah,
There's your plug.
yeah. No, he's a good guy. He's
Yeah.
good people. We assisted, me and my son assisted at like some seminar at my cousin's school in Vallejo, and we were doing some Doce Pares stuff. And he just walks up and he's like, "Here you go," and he's giving karambits to
Yeah.
everybody, right? I'm like,
I'm
wow,
on my bag right now.
right? I'm like, wow,
Like, who are you?
So talk about jumping around, but it
Oh,
just
yeah, we're
clicked
there.
in my head.
Yeah.
So what my father-in-law did was when he went to the Philippines, he realized that our empty hand stuff and that we use in the Ramos method is doce pares, but with not a stick in our hand. So when we
Right.
put the stick in our hand, it
Everybody's
freaking
like, hey, that's-
it was a fit. Now my regret, Kokoy was like, "David, why don't you teach a full-time doce pares class at your
Right.
school?" But when my father-in-law, while he was alive, I felt, but he would have let me.
Yeah.
But I just,
Yeah.
You know, the loyalty's there. That's
right,
good.
right.
It's
You're
the
a good
family.
man,
It's the
David.
family.
Right,
Yeah,
I
good
tried.
man,
I
yeah.
tried, and what ended up happening was, I have a full blown doce pares class now. That yeah.
Yeah, pass that on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We always had this much, but now we teach a full blown class.
You ever
That's
talk to
wonderful.
Mike Ruby over in Sacramento?
Nah, that's my butt. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's my
okay.
butt.
Yeah.
Well, we're trying to work our way up to him. So
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need to go see him.
He's another super good person, and Yeah, he's good. He's good people. But he would come to the seminars here when
Oh,
Kokoi
cool.
would teach. And,
no way.
Yeah.
You got to invite us next time there is one out here. We definitely want to come. To
Oh,
next
Yeah,
week.
absolutely.
yeah, yeah. We would love to
Absolutely.
see the Dusted Potty
So
stuff.
let me figure this out, because you're saying that,
Gears are moving.
I know, right? Tony Ramos' system was a lot different than the original stuff, than Parado and all those guys. What made it so different?
Being that he implemented the shift. We call it shift, and he did that from he got that basically from his street, but he got it through the principles of Bruce Lee, because Bruce Lee used to come to Fairfield to exchange with him, and my father-in-law would go there.
Right.
And so in Kung Fu, how they move the center line is their hop sing, right? That's how they move their step, right?
Right.
So my father-in-law was trying to figure out how to put it into our dances. Because if you go to a traditional Kaji Kembo school, boom, and they'll go to a horse stance and do an outward strike block.
Right.
But then when they turn on backside, there's no movement. They're relying on the strike, which is the block, right? So with us, what we did is whenever we turn, we move our center line totally. We shift.
Oh.
So he implemented that shift into all of our dances, which made them start to look different. And then
Yeah, it's almost like the boxing slip.
totally.
You throw the punch, you slip.
Right.
Throw a punch, you slip.
Right. And what happens is he implemented forms called concentration forms. And those are just what he created.
So it's purely his stuff.
Yes. But then he added in a bunch of his other influences.
Did he get the stink eye from the original guys from Emperado?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll give you an example. This is one of my favorite. Listen, this is one of my, this is one of my favorite stories.
Because anytime somebody changes something,
Oh,
you know, but
Kokoi.
but when you're first in
Fell out
that
with his
school,
brothers.
one of the things they always tell the teacher is
Evolve.
So how can you evolve without changing? Then when I do change, you get mad.
Yeah. So like this wouldn't, in some circles this wouldn't get me all the friends in the world saying this, but so you can't say to me in Kaji Kembo, you can't say that to me, because I'll answer it and then I realize this mistake that I made, 30 years ago, because I can only speak for what we do.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So I can't say.
So this is the disclaimer, folks.
Yes.
He only does what he does.
Yes.
And
So the way my instructor was taught and was to be eclectic, and that Kaji Kimbo was eclectic. It wasn't traditional.
Right.
But there is traditional Kaji Kimbo out there, and I can tell you where to go because they're some of my best friends.
Oh.
Okay. I can tell, like, a student will come in and say, I want some traditional Kaji Kimbo. Will you go to Senior Grandmaster Reyes' Great Grandmaster Reyes' school? Because that's traditional Kaji Kimbo, man. It's the closest that you'll get to 1947 as you can get, right?
blood on the mat and everything.
Yeah, totally.
Wow.
And but that's why our stuff will look so different. So, and if it didn't work, he didn't use it. My father-in-law,
Well, that's-
right?
yeah.
And he used it in the street. And so he's like, so I had to then take it because I became a law enforcement officer after I got out of the military.
Oh, that's right.
So I had to modify, because in Kaji Kimbo, right, it's take the guy down, pull the arm across, and break it immediately. Boom.
Immediately, right.
Debilitate. Boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom.
someone once said it used to be F them up and then ask questions later.
Punch later. Yeah, punch first and ask questions later.
Yeah.
So what happens is, and I had to do the reasonable amount of force, so I had
Right.
to implement
Reasonable.
it. So I'm like, I got to do it with my students.
Right.
Because we own that to the legality. So, man, you go to grab one of my 7-year-olds, right?